Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We are glad to see your shiny faces this morning. Hold on, let me look, see if folks got their cameras on. Some do. Welcome from AIVRTTAC. Again, we're joining you this week to go over some information on technical assistance and capacity building. And specifically, we're hoping to help anyone that's new to AIVRS be able to access resources and information that we have available. And I'm going to hand it over to our project director, Wayne Dagel.
Morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm glad you all can make it with us today. As Jamie said, we're AIVRTTAC, and this year we got refunded this year. So we're merging two projects, the TVR Institute and AIVRTTAC. And as you can see here, there's a list of all the people that are going to be working with you under the TA hub. So Laura is the TVR Institute director. Jamie is the TA hub lead. And then the content experts that might be in contact with you would be Rebecca Holland, Amanda Reyes, Nancy Riddick, and Paula. And a lot of you guys probably know some of these names. Rebecca is a former director, AIVRS project director for Hamas. Amanda is a current project director for Tanana Chiefs. And Paula is the current director for Navajo Oshers. Nancy has experience in all of those, in all the VR areas, and she also worked with me on a employment development and placement project in the last year. Next slide. So the overview, basically what AIVRTTAC is all about is getting the services to AIVRS projects to improve the capacity to serve individuals with disabilities in your area. The participants need to be eligible for VR services in order for you to serve them. And that's part of the very first step that we start providing support in is determining eligibility. What does that look like? What are the steps and how do we do it? All the way through case closure. So AIVRTTAC has the ability to provide that support throughout the entire VR process, including the I guess it would almost be like the pre-work, which I really see as Laura's piece with the courses. We give you that academic foundation so the understanding and knowledge is there to start implementing and providing these services to your participants. Go ahead. The rest of the stuff I don't need to talk about. Just dates and stuff, so we're good.
Thank you so much, Wayne.
Before you take off, I want to say a couple of things real quick, Jamie. As we go through this, guys, if you have questions, please interrupt us, put your hand up, put it in the chat box. I'm watching the chat box while everybody else is talking, and vice versa. You know, Jamie and Laura will be watching it, and Winona. So please, if you have questions, don't wait, ask them. We want them fresh in your mind in case you forget them, you know, trying to hold on to them. So, all right, go ahead, Jamie.
Thanks, Wayne. Appreciate that. So I think the majority of you know who I am. We've talked, a lot of us individually and in groups, but just to introduce myself, my name is Jamie Emanuel. I'm the lead for the Training and Technical Assistance Hub at AIVRTTAC. I'm an enrolled member of the Lumbee Tribe, and I am just so happy to be involved with AIVRTTAC and working with AIVRS projects all over the country. AIVRS projects, we are providing training and technical assistance on this grant on the following topic areas. And these are all requirements of our grant. And these 7 topic areas are what we develop and present training materials and training opportunities, professional development opportunities for you and your staff. Those areas are applicable laws and regulations, promising practices for providing services, delivery of VR services, assistive technology, professional development practices, financial and grant management practices, and project performance evaluation. So different areas of this grant, for example, the capacity building hub, Laura Maudsley is the lead for that hub, and she's very involved in the financial and grant management practices portion. The project performance evaluation, our project evaluator, Arden Day, is the lead for that particular hub, and she's also very involved in that area of these topics. This is what we are responsible for at AIVRTTAC, providing technical assistance. And here's the goals and descriptions of our requirements. Through training and targeted TA, we attempt to increase the knowledge and skills of AIVRS project staff in applying evidence-based emerging and promising practices to provide culturally appropriate VR services to American Indians with disabilities. And also through intensive training and technical assistance, it is our hope that we can improve AIVRS projects operations and service provision. By providing technical assistance in these areas, the 7 areas that I just mentioned, these topics are determined in collaboration with you all, the project directors and project staff. And so depending on the feedback that we get from you, that is the information that we'll be developing materials, providing resources, tools, and different resources for you to use in doing your day-to-day provision of services. I want to talk about real quickly, while we're talking about these 7 topic areas, the needs assessment survey that is, I think you all have probably received an email or you've seen an announcement from AIVRTTAC about the needs assessment survey. So I want to put some information. I'm not sure if I can copy anything to the chat right now because I'm doing the view of this presentation. But Wayne, could you go a little more into the needs assessment survey and why it's so important that we ask folks to complete this?
Yeah, the needs assessment survey is something that we put out at AIVRTTAC to gather the information that helps us select and provide the training and TA assistance that's specific to your needs. You identify your areas of need and your strengths, and it allows us to develop specific training to meet those needs. Now, a lot of people don't realize that the needs assessment is actually mandated and it's part of what we're required to do. So it really does help us meet all of the above things, right? It gets us the information to help you guys, but it also is something that we have to do to ensure that we're meeting your needs. That way it's not AIVRTTAC deciding what trainings are going to be and how it's going to be provided to you. It's you guys having a say in it and getting your voice heard as well. And Winona just put that into the chat box for us, so that's great. And then there's also a blurb that just got put in about the needs assessment as well. So please take time to fill that out, share it with your coworkers. We need that information so we can continue to provide these services and meet your needs.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Wayne. I wanted to answer Amanda Vinson's question real quick in the chat. She said that they're hiring a new VR counselor in the near future and want to know what we have available to help train a brand new counselor. I'm glad you asked that, Amanda, because our next webinar will be kicking off the VR Proces series. And I think if you have a new counselor or new staff that may not be familiar with VR, that may need some refreshment on the VR Proces, probably a great thing for them to sign up for this VR Proces series that we're getting ready to start.
Can I add one more thing too, Jamie?
Yes.
March 8th, Winona and I will be doing the onboarding webinar, and that is all about bringing on new staff and kind of a suggested way to introduce them to VR and all the materials that will help them get oriented to VR and what to learn and that kind of thing.
Great. Thank you, Laura, for that reminder. That'd be, what'd you say the date was? The 8th?
March 8th.
Okay, great. So we want to show you how to actually request technical assistance through our website at AIVRTTAC.org. And it's real simple. You just go to AIVRTTAC.org, and on the home page, you'll see this yellow button here that says, click here to request TA. And it's very simple. You just type in your name, email address, and what question you have. And we automatically receive that. And we try to get an answer to you within 24 hours. There's also other ways to contact us if you are in need of technical assistance. That is at our email address on the website, AIVRTTAC@nau.edu. Just click on that. It'll email us directly, or you can call us if you'd rather just have a phone conversation with either of us. There's mine, Wayne, and Laura's phone numbers. But really and truly, the quickest way to get a response would probably click on that yellow button, type in your question, and we'll answer you just as quickly as possible. Does anybody have any questions? Has anybody used that button yet? We're getting a lot of requests. I'm just curious if anybody on here has used it. No, evidently not. So we also wanted to provide some information about resources that are available on the AIVRTTAC website. If you go directly to AIVRTTAC.org, and right there on the home page, you'll see a drop-down menu that says resources. And that resources menu has a variety of different tools and products, examples, publications, webinar links, all types of information that may be helpful or a good resource for you or your staff. So just go to the home page, click on the resources page, and you'll see things like this pop up. We have COVID-19 resources. If you click on the drop-down menu for that page, you'll see resources for your health, resources for services and other types of resources, working and learning remotely resources. So there's a lot of information for working during this COVID-19 pandemic. And this was all recently put together. The team provided some webinars the first year of the pandemic. And so these are all of the resources that were put together by the team in an easily accessible online clickable drop-down menu. Also on our resources page, you will see the AIVRS products and tools menu. If you click on that products and tools menu, this is the screen that'll pop up. And there are downloads, there are links to products and tools. If you look at the page there, you'll see, for example, your AIVRS program evaluation checklist. This is a handy dandy drop-down downloadable document. If you look at the red, what's highlighted in red, those are all documents that can be downloaded if you want to print it, write on it, or download it and put it in a binder for yourself or resources to have on your desktop. Anything that's in red are templates. So if you go to that products and tools menu, you can see all of those different resources. For example, the certificate of eligibility and or ineligibility tool. That is also a downloadable template that you or your counselors or your project staff may use for determining eligibility. There's a variety of tools and products on this page. And I think that it would be a wonderful resource for your staff or yourself if you're looking for tools to provide VR services. We also have a section for grant writing. There's a grant writing manual that was developed specifically for AIVRS projects. I believe, I'm not sure, I don't want to put Winona on the spot, but I believe this is the resources and information that Winona was involved in developing, and also the workshop that she has presented in the past for AIVRTTAC. It's also in a downloadable version, so you can go directly to that link and you can download that entire manual if you'd like to put that in a printable, maybe in a binder or something like that. But it's a great resource for grant writing. We also have AIVRTTAC recorded webinars on our website. If you go to the tools and resources, click on the webinars page. These webinars are broken down into different groups, different sections. So anything pertaining to mental health, any webinars or training series that we provided on mental health topics are in that drop-down menu. Same thing for the VR process. You click on that drop-down menu there, that arrow, and all of the webinars that pertain to the VR process. The same with the employment development and placement series. Again, it has its own drop-down menu, and you can click on which webinar you'd like to watch or all of them. And it goes on into transition and a variety of different AIVRS topics. So all of those webinars are easily accessible. You just click on it. It gives you the link, it gives you the password, and you can watch any of those recorded webinars that we have available. Anybody have any questions? Boy, y'all are a quiet group this morning. Okay, we also want to show you some of our AIVRTTAC publications that have been published in the past, but they still have very good information in them. We have the Moccasin Telegraph, which are newsletters that were developed and published by AIVRTTAC. There's some great information in those newsletters, and they are all in downloadable format. We also have drum beats, which is some fact sheets on different AIVRS topics. And these are previous topics that were discussed and more information developed and put together in a printable format. So the drum beats is also available on this page. And then we also have these smoke signals, which are practice guides. And these are actual guidelines for various AIVRS topics. So all of these publications are on that website under the publications menu. And again, anything that's in red is clickable and downloadable. You can open it up into a separate screen, or you can download it and print it, put it in a binder. But there are a lot of facts and information and practice guides in these publications. And I think that it'd be a great resource for you or your staff. And then we also have some extras on the website. This is the AIVRS Success Wheel. It was a beautiful tool that was created by the AIVRTTAC team previously. And it's I like it. I put it on my desktop. I just like looking at the actual wheel itself. It's just a reinforcement reminder about the AIVRS and the VR process. Some of the different things that take place in each step. And that brings us to the actual VR process itself. So what we're doing is rolling out an online version of the VR process. We have developed materials for the VR process. It's going to be on the website on this page that says VR process. And it'll be in this format, a clickable. This is the star quilt emblem that was developed by AIVRTTAC. And each section of the quilt is a different section of the 7 steps of the VR process. So if you click on one section, all of the information, instructions, supporting materials, templates, forms, anything to do with that particular step of the VR process will be in that section. And those sections are as follows. The first section is outreach and referral. So anything pertaining to outreach or referral will have examples. Brochures will have examples of maybe a referral form, a blank referral form that you can download and make your own. We have a lot of different examples and ideas for outreach and referral. And then orientation and intake, the same thing. Anything pertaining to that step of the VR process, what would you do during an orientation, how to set up an orientation, what does orientation mean, and intake, how to conduct an intake interview, what forms, documents, materials you may need for that intake interview, and just some different guidelines and information for those steps of the VR process. And it goes on like that: application to eligibility, the certificate of eligibility or ineligibility is in that section of the VR process. IPE development, all of the steps for developing your IPE is in that section. Provision of services, allowable costs, all of the information for providing the VR services once the IPE has been developed. We also have a section on employment and case closure. When you reach successful employment, what to do, how to close the case successfully, and then also post-employment. So those are all of the 7 steps or sections of the VR process that will be in that online clickable format. And then, as I said earlier, each section is clickable. You just click on any section for additional information or instructions. Each section has when you first click on it, there's an information sheet that explains that step of the VR process. What is application, or what is eligibility? What does that mean? What does it look like? And then here's how you complete that step. So each step features a clickable and downloadable section, a toolbox, I guess you would say, with materials, templates, and examples on how to complete that section of the VR process. And as I was saying earlier, these are the webinar series on the VR process and each step of the VR process. Starting March 16th, we'll start out with outreach, orientation and intake, application and eligibility. And then the end of March, we'll have IPE development with Mr. Wayne Dagel. And then in April, we're going to have a talking circle to talk about the first 5 steps of the VR process with Dr. Lee Gassioma. And then continuing in April, we'll go on into the provision of services and allowable costs with the TVR Institute. And in May, we will finish up with employment and post-employment services. And then we'll have our last talking circle on the VR process May 25th with Dr. Gassioma. And you'll be getting announcements through our AIVRTTAC weekly announcements about how to register for these webinars. And then we also have a separate section on the website for directors. This is the Program Directors Toolkits, your first 90 days. There are toolkits on different areas such as your program, your tribal information, state-related VR information, federal, and other resources. So these toolkits are, again, downloadable. They're on the website now. If you would like to, if you're a new director and you just need some more information, especially in your first 90 days, all of these toolkits are easily, you can click on them or download them, either one. Anyone have any questions? Does anybody use these toolkits? I see
Jamie,
heads nodding. Yes, sir.
Yes, good
Yes,
morning,
sir.
everyone. This is Lee in Keshioma. What I want to share with folks that are joining in right now is if you are new to the Tribal Vocational Rehabilitation Program and may not be receiving our weekly updates that is sent out Friday, if you could provide Jamie with your email address, or if you have a new staff member on board, we can share their email with Jamie. We will add that to our listserv. What I also suggest is that these webinars and talking circles is not just for the program directors and VR counselors. So I encourage you folks to include your VR techs, your business managers. And just recently, I've noticed that some folks from the Tribal Grants and Scholarship have been online, some folks from Finance Department. I believe those folks need to become more acquainted with what Tribal Voc Rehab is about and how they can support your efforts by becoming more familiar with the VR process itself. That's it.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. So I'm going to turn it over now to Laura Maudsley with TVR Institute, and she's going to talk more about capacity building and the information and services they provide.
Jamie, can you stop sharing? Oh, thanks.
John, I'm not sure I can share. It's not letting me do it.
You are a co-host, so you can go down to the bottom and click on share screen.
Yes, and then it says who can share, only host or all participants. Sorry, everybody.
Oh,
Just click on the big green thing instead of next to it. You
Oh,
should.
okay. Sorry. Here we
No,
go.
that's fine.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Maudsley. I work as the director of the TVR Institute at Northwest Indian College. I work with Beth Boland, who is also on here. She works as the assistant director of the Institute, and then also with Mackenzie Tham, who some of you might have met before. She works as the participant coordinator. She is currently on maternity leave, or her smiling face would be here too. So I just wanted to share with you, can you all see the Northwest Indian College homepage here? Yes, good. Just wanted to share with you how to get to our web pages. So this is nwic.edu up here. And to get to our pages, you just go to Educational Pathways. TVR Institute is down here at the bottom here. And then this is our web pages. Talks about the Institute, the history of the Institute. There's a link here for the TVR handbook if you ever lose the link for that and want to be able to access that. And then these are our links to the information about the Institute. We have 13 different courses in tribal VR topics. The first 7 of our courses, if you take them for credit, they will, you will earn an award of completion in TVR studies. And under, like for example, this will give you a course description and then the course outcomes for each class. They're all listed here. The other 6 classes are all electives in TVR. We have addictions, medical aspects, psychiatric disabilities, financial management. This is more, it's based on our financial management toolkit, and it's kind of financial and program management setup for new directors. We also have an advanced counseling techniques class and then an ethics class. So all of the classes can be taken for credit or for CEUs. It just depends on what the student is looking for. Just going back up to enrollment. So to enroll, here are the steps. If you want to take classes for credit, you do need to apply for admissions to Northwest Indian College. Not really apply necessarily, it's just going through the process to get you into the system. So the steps are all listed here. And it's all laid out here by Mackenzie has laid it all out. So you can, I'm not going to go through everything right now, so you can see it later. We also have a tab for our schedule. I'm going to be updating the spring schedule here in just a couple days, and we're going to be sending it out early next week. So all the classes will be, you can view them all here under the schedule tab. And then just other resources, other links to technical assistance like the AIVRTTAC.org, and then a link to the financial management toolkit. And I'm going to go back up to the top. Sorry to go all through all of this, but then also if you just want to email either Mackenzie or I, you can just do tvr@nwic.edu, and that will get to both of us. If you have any questions or need any more information. So, thank you. Any questions, anyone? Okay, you're on. You're on, Jamie.
Sorry, I had muted myself. I was thinking everyone is so quiet this morning. We must have had this webinar too early.
Hello,
Especially-
my name is Delissa Bacenti. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say that I'm taking one of the NWIC courses, the history of TVR, and it's really interesting. And I just want to encourage everybody out there to take advantage of those courses. And you know, I'm so thankful that you guys have all of these resources available to us, because sometimes we have questions and you don't have your supervisor there to assist you. So therefore, you can refer back to the manual, and it kind of keeps all of our tribal DVR, you know, programs kind of like in sync with each other. So we're kind of getting more knowledgeable, thankful to this, you know, to your website and all of the resources it has to offer. So I just wanted to mention that, and I want to thank you for inviting me to this webinar.
Thanks, Delissa. It's so great to hear from you.
Good morning, this is Lisa Weiler with Pinoleville Voc Rehab in California. I would like to welcome, you can't see him because he doesn't have a camera on his screen, but I'd like to welcome a new member of our team. His name is Maike, and today is actually his first day. He's been here since 8 o'clock. So welcome, Maike, and I know he's gonna find everything that your program has to offer very valuable. I am just thrilled that you guys got your another 5-year grant. Your program has just been of so much value to me, and I know you guys are going to continue to provide that support and value to us moving forward in this next term. And it's great to see everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate you saying that. And for the feedback that Lisa also gave you, we strive to provide as much information as up to date and as current as possible so that you all are aware of any changes. And then also to just kind of be there for you. If you, like Lisa said, if you don't have a supervisor on hand at that moment, you need some help right then. You know, we strive to provide those services to you all. So thanks, everyone. See if I can get this share screen to work again. There we go. Did anyone have any questions for Laura? Sorry, I jumped right into this. And again, Laura's available if you have any questions about enrolling in courses or any of the information they provide on their website. She's available to answer your questions. And Mackenzie will be available.
Jamie, this is Beth with the Tribal Book Rehab Institute. The other
Yes.
thing that we're happy to help with is connect you to bachelor's degree programs or talk to you about our upcoming opportunities as well as master's degrees in rehab counseling. And so I'm happy to talk to people about the continued education and career path.
Thank you so much, Beth. So again, if you are needing to reach out to us, there's a contact link on our website, AIVRTTAC.org. You just fill it out. There's all of our contact information there. You just put your name, email address, any questions, comments, concerns you may have. And then, yeah, you click the little CAPTCHA thing and we get that right away. And again, we'll start working on a response to your question immediately. So that is the contact link on the website as well. And I also wanted to let folks know if anyone is not familiar with our website and you'd like to see where other AIVRS projects are located, this is the map of AIVRS projects. And it's a clickable map. You can click on any of the states that are in red. They have an AIVRS project. And you can see the contact information for them. Sometimes we feel so isolated, you know, we're just kind of alone and away from other AIVRS projects and AIVRS project staff. And it's nice to know that we have maybe a neighbor, maybe not in the same state, but maybe in the state next to us, or, you know, it's just good to know where people are and who they are and who all is doing the same type of work that we're doing. And that's a really nice clickable map to give you contact information if you want to reach out to someone near you. And then again, this is the AIVRTTAC Needs Assessment Survey information. I'm going to try to copy that. Oh, shoot. I was going to try to copy that and put it in the chat, but I don't believe it'll let me. This is from our evaluation or our project evaluator, Arden Day. And she said, please, 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 if you could complete this assessment, this needs assessment survey, this helps us provide technical assistance to you. And everything that we do at AIVRTTAC is tailored to provide technical assistance and to better serve the AIVRS projects. So this information that you provide through the survey will be used specifically to help us design targeted regional events in the year ahead and to develop webinar topics that are important to the overall AIVRS community. So the summary results of the survey will be posted on our website. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can either contact Arden at arden.day@nau.edu or Izzy at isabella.cass@nau.edu. And I think we'll put that in the chat also, so you'll have those links to email addresses and the link to the survey. Are there any questions, comments? Anybody want to have a conversation this morning?
Jamie, this is Lee again.
Yes, sir.
What I want to also share with the folks out there, and I do believe RSA is sending out emails regarding resources from the National Clearinghouse for training materials on rehabilitation, vocational rehabilitation. I'm sharing this because that website also includes products developed by the TVR Institute and the AIVRTTAC here. I periodically will visit that website I find it very useful and helpful because the other RSA TA centers are also publishing their products on that website. Excellent material that's could be helpful to the tribal book rehab programs as well. So thought I share that as well.
Thanks so much, Lee. I appreciate that. And again, you can access all of those resources. We appreciate you all and the work that you're doing out in the field. We know these are unprecedented times due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and everyone has really just stepped up and made a way when sometimes there was no way. And we just appreciate all of your efforts and what you're doing, the work that you're doing and the services that you're providing through your projects. Wayne, do you have any comments or anything you'd like to add?
No, not really. I'm just, you know, same spiel all the time. We're here for you. Reach out to us. I just keep saying that over and over and over. The thing with VR is once you think you got a handle on it, you don't. Something changes. We start all over again. We got to relearn stuff. So I saw a post in the chat box that said that I've been doing VR for 20 years and I'm still learning stuff every day. And that is very true. Things change, new disabilities come up, new things happen, and we have to adjust and respond to it. So in supporting projects, helping their staff do some professional development, gaining the competency and skill levels eventually, hopefully we see that this will have an impact on longevity, and we'll see programs start to maintain staff longer. I know we've had a huge turnover. It's kind of scary to see how many new people are coming and going so rapidly. And part of it's because of the pandemic. We're seeing that across several different fields, not only VR. So hopefully we can help get you the knowledge to do the job so that you can feel comfortable and secure in your position. And you can reach out to us through any of the ways, you know, email, phone call, TA request form. Jamie just posted in the chat box that the next onboarding webinar is March 8th. This is the one that we had to reschedule from staff being sick. So this is a great one to follow up this webinar with. And then March 16th, we start our VR process series. This is a great time. If you have questions, please jump on here and ask questions. Let's have an open discussion.
I just
Hello,
wanted
this is Meredith. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, this is Meredith with Hope EVR. I just want to say good morning. And I too would like to introduce our new staff member. Her name's Elise Lamawaima. She's our new VR tech for the Hope VR program. She was in attendance today.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much and welcome, Elise. Welcome to the AIVRS family. We feel like a big family here. We all kind of support each other and reach out to each other. So feel free to reach out to any of us. Who else? Karen, were you going to say something?
I just wanted to kind of just ditto on what Wayne was saying and what you all been saying, because you know, we just went through that process with reworking our policies and procedures with your help. And, you know, it's really worth its weight in gold because it's just so helpful. And also the process of meeting with you over the last couple of years on Zoom has really kept us all kind of moving ahead where we should be. That's been really important too. And meeting other people from different tribes all over the country has been really supportive as well. And I wanted Laura to mention the bachelor's program that you guys are developing.
Sure. Thanks, Karen. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yes, we are in the process of, we're nearing the end of the development process of creating a TVR concentration area in the Northwest Indian College Human Services bachelor's degree. And what this means is it would be a bachelor's degree in human services, but all of the TVR credits, that the classes that you took for credit would go towards your bachelor's degree. There are 11 of our classes that are required for the bachelor's, but then the other 2 you could take as electives. So we are just getting to the point where we're getting the accreditation approval for this, and we hopefully will be able to start it by fall at the latest. So we'll of course be sending out more information once we have that in place. Beth, is there anything you wanted to add to that?
I'm muting myself.
Okay.
No, I think, we're excited to offer some of these opportunities and just, talk to us about where we are in that process. And, a lot of it is outside of our hands. So Laura has done a lot of work to get this to happen. And so now we're at the process of just the institution, doing their steps to bring this bachelor's program online.
That is wonderful. And we are so excited for the TVR Institute, Northwest Indian College, all the work that Beth and Laura have put into this. And I'm just thrilled to see that we are going to have a degree in tribal VR and providing that resource and that professional development opportunity for the AIVRS projects and AIVRS project staff. So
this would be
thank you
my
again.
Yeah, this is Beth. Also, just to shout out that we're always looking for new faculty. So if you or somebody that you know want to talk to Laura and myself about becoming a faculty member and teaching, we have a good group of faculty, but we always, it's nice to have a bigger pool so that people, if they need to be out for a quarter, we can accommodate that, or just people have different backgrounds and different areas of interest. And as we continue to develop this program, we probably will need more instructors. And so just a plug out. I know this is for newer people, but you all work with people who might be interested, or some of you who are in the field for 20 years, like the comment. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you, Beth. Well, I believe we're going to wrap up for today, unless anyone else has any questions.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, I had this on. Okay, this is Jamie Hall, 3 affiliated. Jamie
Hey
Hall.
there.
Hi. Will there be any? Is there any doctorate courses for in VR? Doctorate courses.
Yeah, so this is Beth. So there are rehabilitation counselor education programs at the PhD level, doctoral level. Some people look at counselor education programs and then just do your practice and your dissertation towards voc rehab or rehab counseling topics. I'd be happy to talk more about it. So I'm going to put my email in the chat. So I'm happy to talk about any, pathways for education, whatever level.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, Adrian has his hand up.
Hi, Adrian. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian Smith. I've been hired recently with for the Wichita and Affiliated Tribes voc rehab program. It's a new grant. It's a brand new grant. So I just wanted to find out if there's any resources, because I mean, we got to get like our forms in place, like application packets and stuff like that. So I just want to know where I can find those resources at, because I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, I'm gonna try to get going as soon as possible. So I just want to know if you guys could help out with something like that to help me get, our application packets in place and form
Sure.
letters and stuff like that.
Yep. Wayne, do you want to answer his question?
Yeah, Adrian, we can definitely help you with that stuff. I was actually, when you were talking and mentioning what you needed, I was thinking Jamie will be reaching out to you very quickly to schedule a meeting to chat so we can get you the support needed. We have a lot of forms and materials on our website, and we are currently working on a case file example, which is everything from outreach to closure and post-employment services. So we're hoping to have all of that available within the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, yeah, we'll get you some forms, and I encourage you to reach out to Jamie, email her, and start that discussion, because she has all that stuff in her hub. So
I will reach out to you, Adrian, send you an email, and we can talk about some of your project needs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anyone else? If not, I think we're going to probably close out for today. Thank you again for joining us. It's great to see everyone, talk with everyone, and again, reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns. We'll be glad to help in any way we can. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Thank you.